Good afternoon and welcome everyone to State Government Committee. At this time, we'd ask the clerk to take the roll.
Representatives Alexander, Beck, Bricken, Carr, Herringer, Chisholm, Cooper, Halford, Helton,
Here.
Holsclaw, Halsey, Jernigan, Johnson, Littleton, Marsh, Moon, Powell, Wendell, Vice Chairman Eldridge,
Here.
Chairman Kiesling. Vice Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, does anyone have any personal orders they'd like to address? If not, we'll go ahead and roll into the agenda. And Chairman Kiesling is across the hall, I think, presenting a bill. He should be joining us here pretty shortly. First up this afternoon, we have House Bill 132 by Chair Lady Hazelwood. Is she? All right. We'll roll it to the hill. Okay, second up, we have House Bill 82. It's going to be presented by Representative Wright. Representative Wright? Motion. Your motion and a second, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As a prior service member, and I wear this with honor, I'm honored to stand here before you today and present House Bill 82. Even though the term reserve units and guard units may occasionally be used interchangeably, they're different. The Commander-in-Chief of reserve units is the President. The Commander-in-Chief of guard units is the Governor. Twice yesterday on my way here from Knox County, I noticed the bumper stencils for the 278th Armored Cavalry Regiment. Normal, everyday citizens who've made a commitment to serve when called. The heart of this bill is what happens to civilians after active duty. If the feds call you to federal or active duty, like the 278th going to Iraq, the Uniformed Service Employment and Reemployment Act of 1994 defines the rights for all uniformed service members upon return from active duty. If the governor brings you to state active duty, then Tennessee Code needs to define these same employment, reemployment rights for our National Guard. And with that short thumbnail sketch of what the bill is about, I stand for questions.
Is there any questions for the sponsor? Representative Beck.
Thank you, Representative Wright, for your presentation. My question is, when I was in the Air Guard, and we had the 2-week summer camps, I was always under the impression that we had the employment protection. During those summer camps, were we on state business or were we on federal business? Or do you know?
I do not know the correct answer for that, but you were on 2-week summer training. That's a part of the Guard and Reserve requirements as they exist. The 2-week part. The deal of this bill is more the extended active duty, 30 days, 6 months, or a year. There are no state rights being called by the governor that apply. If you're called by the president, these uniformed rights apply. It's leveling the playing field between reserve units and guard units.
Representative Beck.
Thank you, Chairman. So what this bill is doing is if you're called up for a natural disaster, you're called up by the governor, then you're going to be, your job and your rights are going to be protected as working under the governor where they weren't before. Am I following that correctly?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Yes, you're following correct on that. The reserve units have one purpose in life, and that's to defend, deter, or fight national enemies. The guard units have a twofer. They also have the right to be called up to defend or deter or fight national interests. But then the most important thing that is, you just named it, is the governor calling up the unit in support of a natural disaster.
Actually, Chairman Wendell asked to speak.
I just want to answer Bill's question. Bill, there's Title 10 United States Code and Title 32 United States Code for National Guard troops. If you're on Title 10, you're on federal orders, and you're under the command and control of the Commander-in-Chief, which would be the United States President. If you're called to active duty on Title 32 orders, you are on federal orders, but you under the command and control of Governor Bill Lee or the respective governor of that state. However, both of those titles are covered by the federal government for the pay purposes. I want to make, Chief, am I right about that? I want to make sure that I'm not missing the boat. But regardless of which you're on, Title 10 or Title 32, you're under the pay status of the federal government. Each governor, including Governor Lee, has the authority to call individual members or units of the National Guard to active duty on a state basis. And you're not covered by USC at that point. You're covered by the Tennessee Code. And the question is, do you have reemployment rights to your job if you've been called to state active duty? And this is somewhat of a new playing field for the National Guard across the nation, because the last 4 years have involved domestic operations, which this country's not seen for 100 years. Well, I take that back, for at least since the 60s. And therefore, the young men and women who are called to state active duty may not be covered by reemployment rights to the same degree that they would be covered by the federal government, by U.S. code. But there's two titles, Title 10 USC and Title 32. Both you're under federal jurisdiction, not jurisdiction, you're under federal pay, but Title 10, you're under the jurisdiction and the command and control of the president. And under 32, you're under the command and control of your governor. However, the third tier, state active duty, which does not invoke necessarily all the pay status that you receive, nor the protections that the federal government provides to the National Guard. As opposed, and to clear up the reserve issue, the reserve is always on Title 10 because United States Army, Air Force, Navy, whatever the reserve status is, it's on Title 10, so that's not an issue. But if you're a National Guard member, you're not covered by reemployment rights if you're on state active duty. Chief, is that a fair assessment? So if that clears it up, I'll be quiet. But I mean, the sponsor is spot on. This is an issue, and certainly the women in charge and the men in charge out at Sidco Drive understand that this is an issue, and we're trying to get that resolved.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, sponsor. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. If we could pause just a moment, and Chairman Kiesling is going to take over right here. We don't have to.
Okay, we're back. Although I'd have to gavel us back in if we'd went out of session. So anyway, we are back. Thank you, thank you, Chairman Eldridge. I appreciate that. Now we are up to, accordingly, has there been a question on a motion on the bill? We have a motion and a second, and we're up for discussion. And I think it was you, Chairman Bricken, that was up first, or was it? Your call. My apology then. Representative Powell, you're recognized, sir.
I just had one question. Obviously, we probably have a lot of Tennesseans that, might be serving in a guard unit outside of the state of Tennessee. So if I was, say, in the Alabama National Guard and I was called up under their governor, would I still have employment rights here in Tennessee?
Extremely important and relevant question. Alabama and Kentucky have these procedures in their code. If we get to the same point, we have this procedure in our code, we can enter into, I guess I'd use the word a compact, which would allow this interchangeable activity of the various units, Alabama, Tennessee, and Kentucky.
Representative Powell.
Thank you, sponsor. So basically, if I understand you correct, the state would have to have mirror language in their own code, similar to what we're proposing here. And at that point, we would offer the same protections. But if say there was a state that didn't have this, and hopefully other states will adopt this.
That's correct.
Then that's great. Well, thank you for taking that step. I'm glad that and hopefully the states that surround us and touch us will follow our lead on this. Thank you, sponsor.
Very good. Good line of questioning. All right. Further questions to the sponsor? Question has been called. So I see no objections to the calling of the question. Therefore, we will proceed to vote. Those in favor of House Bill 82, please say aye. Those opposed, like sign. Passage of House Bill 82 has occurred. Congratulations, Mr. Wright and Representative Wright. And we are moving on to, you're on to calendar and rules, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee.
Okay, without objections, Chairman, where's Chairman Hazelwood? Where are you? There you are. Would you please make your way up, Chair Lady? And without objections, committee, we're going to go back. Although it's moved to the heel of the calendar, we're going to pick House Bill 132 up if you're prepared to present that, Chair Lady. We got a motion and a second on House Bill 132. Discussion. Would you please present the language to us, Chair Lady?
I will. And Mr. Chairman, there is an amendment that I'd like to get on this bill.
Absolutely.
003113.
And my apology to that. You're certainly in the tracking code. Would you please quote that again?
003113.
That is correct. All right. Did I get a motion? I got a second on that amendment. I did. So any objections to the calling of the question on that? None? Let's vote on the amendment. Those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, like sign. The ayes have it. We are back now on the bill. Chair Lady Hazelwood, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill just increases from 28 to 60 the calendar day time frame that a charitable gaming event is required to be held. And that's because of, like many other things, because of COVID, we had some situations where some of these events were approved, but they weren't able to be held within that 28-day time frame. So this just expands it to 60. The amendment makes it clear that if that 60 days runs past the end of the fiscal year, it's the shorter of whichever of those two would apply. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I would renew the motion or stand ready for questions.
Certainly, absolutely. Thank you very much. Any questions to Chair Lady Hazelwood following her explanation? I see none. Do I hear a question? Bill? All right. We have a question, and if there's no objections, we are ready to vote. Those in favor of House Bill 132 as amended, please say aye. Those opposed, like sign. The ayes have it. And Chair Lady, that one is moving to calendar and rules. Congratulations. You stay right there if you would, please.
All right, I'm not going
Stay
anywhere.
put, as we say. And we're going to, for your convenience, we're going to pick up House Bill, committee members, House Bill 129. Do I have a motion? Do I hear a motion? I do. I have a second. We have a motion and a second discussion. Chair Lady Hazelwood, you're up.
Thank you. This is a very simple bill. It simply makes clear that if we, as a General Assembly, wanted to call ourselves into special session, we've all had the experience of being in special session called by the governor. But according to the Constitution, we have a right as a General Assembly to call ourselves into session. That requires 2/3 signatures. This bill simply says that those signatures can be provided electronically.
Okay. You have heard an explanation of the bill, members. We have, did you say we got a question? Oh, you do have the question's been called. Any objections? I see none. Let's vote. Those in favor of House Bill 129, please say aye. Those opposed, like sign, and passage of House Bill 129 has been successful, and you are taking this on to calendar and rules, Chair Lady Hazelwood. Congratulations. What a great day it's been for you here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It has been a great day to be in front of such a great committee. Thank you, members.
You're welcome. All right. Next we have, and that'll be on your calendars, what? Item number 3? 3, it is. No, it isn't. I'm sorry. It is number 2. Yes, on the addendum calendar, and it is House Bill 99. And it is Chairman Jernigan. He is with us. He's up here. He's ready to go. Do I hear a motion? We got a motion, and we have a second. Wonderful. Chairman Jernigan,
Thank you.
you are recognized, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Chairman. Members, last year we passed the Dynamic Accessibility Act, and what that did was allow to change the signage for accessible with a new image and getting rid of the word handicap. To avoid a physical note last year, it was only for those signs that were being updated or through renovation. So I had a couple of commissioners who wanted to change it within their existing resources, but the law wouldn't let them. So this bill would amend that to allow departments and agencies, if they so choose, to update the signage within their existing resources. With that explanation, I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Good. All right. Very good. Yes. All right. We have a question. The question's been called. I see no objections to the calling of the question. Therefore, let us vote on House Bill 99. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. The ayes have it. And to you, Chairman, congratulations. It is finance. You are headed to finance, sir, with this. Thank you. Very good. All right. We're going to play a little catch up. Though I hope no one on this committee begins to get antsy and wants to leave, because I want you to take your pen in hand. We have not had an introduction of yourselves yet. So grab a piece of paper. Because of COVID rules, I actually had these printed, each one of these printed for you. But because of COVID, I'm not allowed to pass these out. So if you would you take your pen and a piece of paper and write this down? All right, here we go. We would like to know again, everything is optional here. Your birthplace, whether it be, city or state, whatever. Birthplace. 2, your current city or county of residence. 3, the district that you represent, and it's either counties or cities, communities. 4, again, everything optional. Education. 5, let's talk about professionally, where you've been, what you've done. 6, the committees that you serve on. 7, a little bit about family. If you want to, children, marriage. And then finally, hobbies, if you have any, provided you have a hobby or hobbies. Now, as you conclude writing these down, we can't forget, and we want to stay in tradition, Chairman Carr, this day in history, March the 2nd. Yes, it was this day in history that The Sound of Music, a film adaptation of the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical play, Premierbeck. The movie, which was based on the real-life story of the Trapp family of Austria, was for a time the highest grossing film of all time. It won a list of Oscars: Best Picture, Best Direction, Best Editing, Best Music, and finally, Best Sound. And it was a tremendous movie. 2, the second one, let's go way back in 1836. And on this day, the Republic of Texas declared its independence from Mexico. This was also the 43rd birthday of former Tennessee governor and now Texas war and political figure Sam Houston, the only individual who what? Can anyone answer that? That is correct. Who has served governor for 2 different states. And finally, in 1965, it was on this day that the United States Air Force began Operation Rolling Thunder, a bombing campaign against North Vietnamese communist militants that lasted over 3 years. We certainly would not want to recognize our March birthdays. Well, we will begin on March the 4th. Representative Chisholm, does that date ring a bell in history for you? Representative Chisholm was born on March the 4th. I'm not going to disclose your year, but we do not want to forget our host legislator. We're sitting in his district, none other than Representative Bill Beck, March 21. Bill, that is correct. Now, I want to, we're going to start around the room. And actually, we're going to begin at the rear and work our way forward with an introduction. And it is my pleasure to recognize Chairman John Mark Wendell. If you would, tell us a little bit about yourself, Representative Wendell.
Mr. Chairman, I represent part of Oliver Springs in the Tennessee Valley, and the district runs to the Smith County line at the town of Granville. And I'm mayor to the south, Chairman Keeslin's district. And I live about 13 to 15 minutes from your house. I believe that's correct. It's good to be here. It's good to work with each of you. And I look forward to serving with all of you on this committee and hope we can accomplish some positive things. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Wendell. Representative Powell, you are up. You're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jason Powell, from Parts Unknown. Born in Nashville, represent Nashville. My district is District 53. It's the southern part of the city. Let's see. I didn't write down your questions, but I think I recall them. I'm also on the subcommittee, the corrections subcommittee. I'm on the banking committee and subcommittee, that is, and then the full commerce committee. Have, I guess, I'm in the multifamily real estate business, have been in real estate now for going on 16 years. And my hobbies are, my favorite hobby is spending time with my wife, Heather, and my two children, Sophie, age 10, and Hawks, age 7. Occasionally, I also swim, run, and do some other fun things. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you. Thank you. Very good. All right. Chairman Moon, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Born in Maryville, Tennessee. I reside in Maryville, Tennessee, Blount County. I represent District 8, the incorporated cities of Maryville, Alcoa, Friendsville, Louisville, Rockford, and Townsend. In the balance of Blount County, I share Maryville and Alcoa with Chairman Ramsey. Graduated from high school with Chairman Ramsey, same class. Went to the University of South Vietnam, 67, 68. Graduated University of Tennessee, 77. Retired newspaper publisher. I have a wife, Deborah. We've celebrated 50 years last August. With 2 daughters and 4 grandchildren. And my hobbies are sporting clays. Thank you, Mr.
Great.
Chairman.
All right. Thank you, sir. Up next is none other than Speaker Pat Marsh. Pat, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Pat Marsh. I've been in the House for about 12 years. I serve in House District 62. I live in Shelbyville, Tennessee. The district is made up of Bedford and Lincoln County. I graduated University of Tennessee in 1972, majoring in transportation. And I've been in the trucking business for about 40 to 45 years. I serve on state committees, the health committees, and transportation committee. I've been married to my wife, Mary, for 43 years. I have 2 sons and 6 grandchildren. And I like hunting, boating, and golfing.
All right.
And
Very good.
doing stuff with my family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. Appreciate you very much. 2 years ago, when when this lady gave us a little bio about herself, she stated, and she's loved by all, she stated that she had been happily divorced for a long time now. And that lady knows exactly who I'm referring to. Is chair lady, none other than Mary Littleton. Mary, would you like to proceed then to give us some bio?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And now it's been 11 years of happiness of divorce. So most people can't say that, but I have enjoyed it. And something you may not know about me, I was born in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh,
I live in Dixon, Tennessee. I represent the 78th District, which is Dixon and Cheatham County. I guess the furthest I've been is to Taiwan. I did travel there once. I serve on the GovOps, state government, and civil justice. My family is I have 4 wonderful children and 5 fabulous, awesome grandchildren. And most of them are girls. So we have I have a son and a grandson, and he's the first boy that we've had in like 40 years. So we don't quite know what to do with him, but we're learning. But he's turned 4 and he's doing really well. So we're proud of all my family. My hobbies, another thing you may not know about me, I do like to knit. I'm not good at it, but I do like it. It takes a lot of concentration, so I have to do it a little at a time, and I lose my place, and my sister comes and helps me find my place. So, and I like to read. So thank you. I've enjoyed the state committee. I'm not sure how long I've been on here, maybe 4, this may even be my 5th year to be on state committee, and I've really enjoyed it and working with you and the whole group. So thank you very much, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you very much. Thank you, Chair Lady Littleton. We appreciate you. Speaker Curtis Johnson, you are recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was born in London, Kentucky, in Eastern Kentucky. I reside in Clarksville, Tennessee. I represent District 68, which is in Montgomery County. I graduated from Clarksville High School and graduated from Austin Peay State University with a bachelor's of business administration. I'm a Navy veteran. I've been in the banking business, the automobile business, the marina business and commercial real estate business. I'm on 8 different committees. I won't take up your time explaining all of them, but I'm married to my wife, Marcia. We had 3 sons. We have 4 lovely grandchildren, 2 boys, 2 girls. And my hobbies are golf and hunting and fishing.
Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Speaker. Appreciate
Nothing
you.
like this.
Chairman Jernigan,
Yes.
you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. I was born at a very early age and in Biloxi, Mississippi, at a Keesler Air Force Base. I live in Old Hickory. I represent District 60, where I represent Donaldson, Hermitage, and about half of Old Hickory, which the other half is Representative Bill Beck. We fight over that town all the time. We love it a lot. My education also in good company with the speaker here that got a degree from Austin Peay State University. I double majored in political science and public relations. I've got a master's degree in criminal justice from MTSU. I do sit as well. I sit on 7 committees. I'm married to Michelle. We have 4 children, which one recently got married, and the other one's graduated. And I'm desperately trying to get them off the payroll. They don't ever get off the payroll. That's what I'm here. And I've got several hobbies. I like to also spend time with my family. I like to play chess. And then I'm an avid Star Trek watcher. So I don't wear ears or anything, but I do like the show, and I've followed it for a long time. That's my hobbies.
Great. All right.
All right.
Thanks, Chairman. Appreciate that. All right. The guy from Durango, Colorado is next. Chairman Bud Hussley, you're up, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I kind of like Jernigan. I was born so poor I didn't have any clothes on. So I was born in Williams, Arizona, and raised outside Durango, Colorado, except for 1 year we lived in Baker, Oregon. Went to college in South Carolina at Bob Jones University and moved up to Tennessee. I've been here for 48 years. And my district is most of Kingsport, part of Sullivan County. I'm on this committee and some others. I have 6 grandchildren, and my hobby is riding my 1989 Yamaha Venture motorcycle.
Motorcycle. That's the one he pronounced that. Motorcycle. Thank you, Chairman Hussley. Another good East Tennessee man is up next. Chairman Holzclaw, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Chairman, especially for that enthusiasm. Basically, I was born in Elizabethton, which is East Tennessee. I still reside there in Carter County. I won't tell you how many years that is, though. I represent Carter and Unicoi County. I graduated from ETSU in electronic engineering. I spent about 18 years in the engineering realm until I decided to own my own business and do custom jewelry. I chair the committee, department and agencies. I'm in elections, commerce, state, local, and business utilities. I have a beautiful wife and 5 beautiful daughters, which keeps me young. Their age ranges from 12 to 26. Hobbies, fly fishing, hunting, boating, shooting, designing jewelry, anything you can put your hands on, I like to do it. So thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Next is a gentleman that I have that I shared a suite with for a number of years. I also attended his 50th renewing of his wedding vows a few years ago. And I think we're getting close to that 56th wedding anniversary. But you correct me, or 54, whatever it is. Chairman Halford, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And actually, that will soon be 54 years. You're right about that. That was a big day. I was born in Obion County in Northwest Tennessee. I live in Dyer, which is in Gibson County in the same Northwest Tennessee area. I represent District 79, which is all of Gibson County and part of Carroll County. I share the part of Carroll County with Representative Darby. As far as education goes, I went to, well, they're called TCATs now, but they weren't called TCATs when I went, and I don't remember what they were. But actually, I'm trained as a draftsman. I never pursued that, but it did lead into the profession that I ended up in, which was production management that I spent several years in. I've been in politics, I guess, for some time. I've served my city. I've served my county as a county commissioner, and now here in the state. And I've enjoyed that process very much. Committees, I serve on 6 committees. I have 2 children, Lori and Brad. Brad lives out here in Manchester. And my daughter lives in Marietta, Georgia. I have 5 grandchildren. And my hobbies are, I'm really good at honeydews. So whatever my
Yes.
wife tells me to do, I'm all for that. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman Halford. We appreciate you. Barbara Cooper, Representative Barbara Cooper, you are recognized. You're next. Scooter up there.
Oh, let me start over. My name is Barbara Cooper, and I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm known for being famous with Dr. Martin Luther King, because he was born in the year of 1929. All of you who have math degrees, you can guess. I'm born in Memphis, Shelby County, and I represent District 86, City of Memphis, and parts of Shelby County. My education is high school and college, high school, Manassas High School in Memphis, graduate, TSU. My undergrad, I have the specialist in curriculum and instruction from the University of Tennessee and University of Memphis. What else did I do on that? Then I was married to Mr. John D. Cooper, who came up here with me for about 10 years. He's deceased and a good friend of Wendell's, and we trying to raise him so he'll, do a little better.
Very nice man.
Thank you. My family, we had 3 children, a son and 2 daughters. The son deceased. He had diabetes. He just was not taking care of himself. Oldest daughter is a minister and works for the Department of Corrections in the state of Connecticut. My younger daughter's at home, bossing me, telling me what to do, when to retire, when not to. She's a retired teacher. And my hobby is music. I played trombone in high school with a scholarship at TSU. And I just love music. I played in the TSU Aristocrats band. So I guess that's about all I can tell about you. I could tell you some
Oh,
other
my
things.
goodness. Boy, you have been one busy lady,
Yes, sir. Still busy.
Representative Cooper. Well, we appreciate the many years of service, your many years of service,
Thank you.
not only to your community, but to our state as well. Thank you very much, Representative Chisholm. You are recognized, sir.
All right, I am Jesse Chisholm from the 85th District of Shelby County, Memphis, Tennessee. Education-wise, I did undergraduate at Morehouse College, majored in marketing and economics, a master's degree from Union University here in Tennessee. I'm currently a real estate investor. I serve on the local cities and counties and state departments and agencies. This is my first time being on the state committee. However, my first bill that I ever passed was through this committee, so that's pretty cool. I'm Barbara Cooper's youngest son.